Yo, today today I'm gonna be making like a quick tutorial breakdown. I'm not gonna explain everything about how to do this, but I just figured it would be useful to do it in case anyone was ever trying to do this effect. So basically, what I have here, it's a it's a particle system. Um, I believe it's in this empty, or what is it on? It's on something. I can't I can't tell what the particle system's on. Oh, it's on the icosphere right here, and uh it's wireframed, I think. It doesn't really matter unless you have something that's emitting it, the dollar bills. So basically you set up the particle system. Um you can just look at my settings. But you're gonna want to put your the dollar bill into object and its plane right here. And then affect the randomness and scale. So I'm not gonna explain all the settings. I'm just gonna quick break this down. Um, but yeah, you want to do random phase. That's basically all I did though. Maybe turn up here, make sure you have the frame start and end and the lifetime correct. And then basically all you want to do is then it will start emitting this. But you want to throw in some fields, force field, whatever force field you want. I'm not going to go into force fields. But basically what I have is just like one is wind. Here's the force field settings. One is a vortex and one is wind and one is turbulence, and they're all affecting the particles here. Now basically, and that's basically it. So I'm gonna explain something. So I have this blue as the background, right? So I can put something, when I export this, I can take it into After Effects or just run it back into Blender and I can cut this out. Or of course, you know, if you were just gonna do it, the VFX right here, then it might be different for how you're doing that. And I'm not gonna explain the full process. But anyway, so I have the blue screen so I can go in and cut out like a green screen, but I'll cut out the blue. So basically, if you wanted to put footage in here, what you're gonna want to do, I know this is gonna be complicated. You're gonna have to get a matte of yourself. I'll show you what a matte is real quick. So you get a matte like this. So whenever you go in green screen, you're basically getting the matte of the black and white, right? So you get the matte, and then you take that matte, and you're gonna have to line it up, and I'm not gonna explain it too much. If anybody wants to request me to go into depth more, please leave questions if anyone even watches this. But you just add a plane, right? And then you're gonna want to do the transparency. So you add transparent, and you mix that with you have your regular shader, and you mix that with the transparent, and then you put that matte in here, and make sure you have on the material settings to blend. This is just, anyways. So then basically you add in a texture, image coordinates. So this would be your movie right here, and this is just an example, but I'm just explaining this. So you have this, right? And it's transparent. I know that's my background, but see how it's transparent? And oh, oops, that's my bad. You have to put it in up here. So just pretend like that's the regular footage. So you have your regular footage, and then you have this footage, but you have to go in and line them up. Again, I can do this. So basically what you have here is it's cut out, right? So when you have something, so if you have another plane, right, in the background, so you take this, your footage, so say it's you dancing or something, like you're dancing in Money, say, right? And you have this. You could also turn the shadows off on the dollar bills. But just say this is me dancing right here, right? And I have it, or whatever, you know, clip that you want to put in between the dollar bills. So you're going to have the shape, and you'll have to put in the frames and everything. You have to put in the frames, how many frames it is. You have to figure out how many frames. How you do that is you go to video stickers, drop your video in here. So if it's at 0, you see it's at 0, and then you go over here and see what frame it is on, and that's how you see how many frames it is. So then you enter in the frames, put cyclic auto refresh in the frames, like whatever it is, and then that will run the video right in here. So whenever you run this, right, your video is gonna go, and you'll have some space. You'll have space in between you and the dollar bills, so it'll go behind you. So what you do is you take that, and then you put the real footage in there. So you can put the real footage right here. So you put the real footage here, right? And I might actually use this. I don't know what I'm doing with this. I was just showing. So you put the real footage right here, and you put it in this one, and then you put the matte up here, and then it will show through. I don't want to take too long on this, but I'll show you the material I have. It's an image that I bought. I've downloaded this on Google Images. It's just a simple little dollar. It has just this. That's all it is. And you might have to crop out the white, but it kind of doesn't matter if you have both sides. Here's the node set up. It's just a texture coordinate, UV to mapping. And these are the settings I have for this. You could probably get this specific one too, but it has to match to the plane. You line up with the location and the scale. Do it. See, so that's the dollar bill. That's the $100 bill. So you have to line it up. And that's this side. You line it up. But you want to put in, so you mix two of them, and then you separate them with the back facing. So then basically this will be on this side and this will be on this side. And then you want to use UV. And this is just roughness and some just shit that I use. Basically, and then you go into here and you want to add a cloth, and you can copy my settings. These are just the settings I have, but you might want to go look at a cloth simulation, but then there's collision too. And then you take that, and then what do you have? This, which is pretty awesome. I mean, you might, put in some lighting or whatever. That's pretty much it. I'm not really trying to, it's not very beginner friendly or anything, but I just wanted to break this down real quick for people.